This song came out of something that is very close to my heart, which most of you all know is the extra cycle, and how wonderful I think the extra cycle is and how intent I am on it succeeding and doing something good in the world. And so I just want to sing its praises. These magic ways, these modern ways, we modern kids, those modern cars, these modern days.
The new culture, I mean, it's something that we're just getting our fingers wrapped around, but it's something that harks back to what people have been wanting for a long time.
Part of what the new culture is all about is figuring out a way to be active in shaping our world in a way that suits the way that we as humans know we want it to be.
The direction, the trajectory that things are going on is not really sustainable, and it's not really feeding ourselves, and so the new culture is about all these different things.
People don't want to spend hours of their day locked in a traffic jam, and people don't want to walk around town not knowing other people.
What do they really need? Well, I don't know. We have an idea based upon what makes us happy. It comes from just feeling good about the way you're living and interacting with people and the choices you make.
The irony is that now our culture and our economy are so integrated that one of the best ways to create cultural change and social change is by using economic mechanisms, using the market. That's why we wanted to start a company. If we as a company can co-opt the economic system the same way the economic system has co-opted our culture, then we can start making changes in our culture that will eventually lead to a whole new kind of system. That's what revolution is, right?
I said take away the traffic lights, there's no place to park, learn to breathe underwater and to think after dark. I see it in your future, it's a, oh yeah, oh yeah. I see it in your future, it's a two-wheeled machine. It runs on love, burns perfectly clean. It runs on love like something out of our collective dream.
How can you get around in a way that honors the community and honors the people in the community and is good for the world and makes you feel good and makes you feel liberated and still do the things that you need to do in your life, in your workaday busy life? And part of that is the extra cycle.
Get off the sidewalk.
The rationale, the reason, the spirit of our company goes way beyond trying to just sell a product. What is really optimal about the extra cycle is it does start to, one, change the culture of how you use your bike, and two, enable it to really meet a lot of the needs that you might have. It took many forms. It started as a trailer, and then a welded-on contraption of sorts. Really, it wasn't even an extra cycle in the beginning. It was just a way to make a bike more useful.
This is a bike that was designed to carry people and stuff and still ride like a regular bike and go where regular bikes go.
Cars have back seats and trunks because we need to carry people and things. An extra cycle is a back seat and a trunk for your bicycle.
We have a product that we know makes people feel better about their lives. We've seen it so many times, and yet people don't know.
Hi, have you ever heard of the sport utility bicycle? Have you ever heard of the sport utility bicycle? Heard of the sport utility bicycle? You want to see one? Okay, thanks.
Like 10% of people understand the bike, much less its potential when they see it.
I'd be more likely to buy it with the motor because I'm kind of lazy, bigger in my older age.
It's just it's a regular bike.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You could try it out if you want to take it for a trial.
Yeah, it seems to be a little complex, and I think you got to make things easier for people.
We have this strong idea, I don't know where it comes from, that easier means better.
It's like this idea that oh, if I could just have my life be so simple, I'm already too stressed, I'm already working too hard, and all of us are. It's like that's just the nature of our society now, is everything's gotten faster and harder.
But it's not about making your life easier, it's about making your life better.
it enables you to start making more of your life, the things that you would have had to use a car to do. It makes it more viable to do it on a bike.
All of our lives revolve around our transportation, and for most people, the transportation system is the car. He thinks he handles pretty well. The top problems in the world are caused by our transportation systems in a lot of cases, and so the bicycle is really the ideal antidote to that. We spent so much time trying to figure out the optimal way to show it in a brochure or talk about it, explain it, so that people really understand it right when they see it. But so far we've been pretty unsuccessful.
How do you turn people on to the subject even though it's totally new?
Of course, we're going to run into a million roadblocks, and we're going to run into the same kinds of attitudes in industry as we run into with consumers, as we run into the media, as we run into everywhere, with people being skeptical of new things and change, and that's kind of like our little bone to ride on.
Yeah. And yet there are so many people who are like, do pick it up, and enough people that those people could be our evangelists, right?
Totally.
Yeah. What's so special about your bike that would make it easier to go to the grocery store?
Well, you'll see it. Basically, the difference is you can take a regular bike where you don't have any room to carry stuff, and then now what you have is like an extended wheelbase, so you have a little bit longer, and then it gives you these big baskets that you can load up with all your stuff.
The sport utility bicycle is like a regular bike, but it's just a little bit longer. The extra room on the back enables you to carry a lot of stuff from a passenger to groceries.
Okay, what do you think?
I think let's try it.
Load it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of step over there. Okay. Perfect.
It's so different. People don't have a box to put it in, and that's why we say it's a new category of transportation.
There's just a lot of resistance among the bike industry. You get a lot of people where it's like they see it, and like even if they really like it, they're really resistant to the idea.
There are people that want it, I'm sure, but on like the broader sale, like just trying to sell it to IBDs or like get it into a lot of bike shops, it's going to be harder, definitely.
Really what we figured that bike shops would be excited about is that, one, people oftentimes have a bike that they would maybe convert over to do this, and they might actually be interested in buying like an upgrade bike from you, and basically creating their old bike, turning their old bike into their utility bike.
Most people are like, we sell a lot of cyclocross bikes. People are going, I just want my one bike that does everything. And there's not a lot of like, oh yeah, this is my spare bike and I use it to like carry all my groceries around. Just kind of a different marketplace in the city in particular.
Business and the bike industry especially is a lot about the status quo, and everything that we're trying to do is not about that. We go to great pains to be not status quo, just to not be status quo, even if it doesn't make sense.
Right on with the status quo not being status quo. What our challenge is, I think, to really like build it from the outside. That's how we're going to build a movement.
Nice thing, it's got a kickstand, that's way cool.
Yeah.
And it comes with this?
Yeah, it comes with 2 of these.
Very good. It's an interesting concept. I really like the way it's set up. I like the idea that you took off the rear wheel and just didn't make an adaptation that came off the seat post, because I think this is actually going to work. It's like being a kid again, it's fun.
Come on, go for a little longer ride than that.
I agree.
It takes at least 5 minutes to get really used to it.
I really like the way they thought this out. That is way cool. I'm impressed with the way, because it's not a bob. It's not something that's just wimpily cooked on.
It's pretty simple. You can just see here how it attaches to a regular bike, but you just extend the wheelbase, and then what you end up with is a bike that you can actually carry cargo with. And so it comes with these racks, and you put these racks in, and then you can actually use it to sit a passenger on the back. We've even done some surfing. You guys do surfing or skating at all? You ever done anything like that?
What's it made out of?
It's made out of a mix of materials. The frame is made out of steel.
What kind of steel?
Currently high 10 steel.
How much does it weigh?
5 pounds for the high 10 steel.
How much can it carry?
We rate it at 200 pounds.
Or how much does it add to the wheelbase?
15 inches.
Cool.
All right, any takers for surfing?
Yeah. Perfecto.
I didn't hypothesize that it would ever be something that wasn't just utilitarian, but would be cool and fun and would be an alternative that people would choose to do because it was more fun and not just because it was more useful.
Life is simple, really. Life is simple, really. Life is simple, really. Life is really pretty simple.
The real thing that we're trying to do is actually move beyond what people would say is a good investment, that, oh, well, that's a great idea. I mean, people will really want to buy that. I mean, that's not our concern. The concern is actually to change the way people think.
Life is really pretty simple. Life is simple, really. Life is simple, really.
You've got to ride it to believe. You've got to ride it to believe.
You've got to ride it to believe.
We really feel like we're at this amazing nexus of the evolution of society and culture that is really opening up.
Just do it, won't you? It'll change your life.
And I think the whole process of defining that and creating that is what the new culture is like taking charge of what we want out of the world and making it that way.
Finding that middle ground, something that's never existed before, and fitting it into the crevices of culture and expanding it like a root in the rock and just blowing the whole thing apart.
'Cause you've got to ride it to believe. You've got to ride it to believe. Ooh, just go for a ride. Thank you. Call it a renaissance, call it anything you like. A new culture's coming and it's coming on a bike.